This is my priceless guitar pick collection. I have 58 in total. All came from concerts except one. Welcome back to my channel. There's a subtle hint. Alright, so I've collected comic books, sports cards, sneakers, Funko Pops, Hot Toys, autographs, concert set lists, CDs, cassettes, DVDs, ticket stubs, fig pins, Hot Wheels, band shirts, NTFs, and stamps. But to me, nothing is more important than these guitar picks, because I personally got them at concerts I went to. I didn't pay for them. These were on stage at one point and were thrown into the crowd, and I managed to get them. They were really hard to get. Everyone who goes, I'm sure, would want one, but not everyone can get one. There is an art to getting them, believe it or not. These are such an obsession for me now that whenever I go to a concert, I automatically look at the microphone stands to see if they have any picks in them and how many they have, and I count them. In my experience, Cheap Trick and Metallica are the most generous with throwing out picks. I say these things are priceless because to me, they are. I'm never going to sell them. And I know they're not worth money, like some things are that I collect, but it goes way deeper than that. I love music. It's my passion in life, my number one passion. I guarantee I'd have a lot more if stupid COVID didn't hit, but hey, I'm doing the best I can. Let's get into these things. The first pick I got was in the year 2000, so that's 21 years ago. It was at a Metallica show in Seattle. I think it was one of Jason's last shows with the band, but at the end, James threw that out, and it was like in slow motion. It came towards me, and it bounced off people's hands, and it fell to the floor. And I dove for it, and it was right there in front of me, so I grabbed it. This is one of Kirk's picks. I believe I got this in Oakland when they played the Fox Theater. Stay in focus. Thank you. These four I got in Portland, Oregon. Probably the best Metallica show I've been to, because no one was bumping into me or trying to mosh. And I was right up front the whole time. Managed to get 4 of them, got really lucky. And I also got 4 at Aftershock in 2021 in Sacramento. My buddy and I camped out at the rail for 11 hours straight the first day, and we managed to get, he got 2, I got 4, and Jose Mengen from SiriusXM, he actually handed me one. It was pretty cool. Love that one. This one is when I saw them in Seattle. You can see the Space Needle there. Another great show. This one was when I saw them in San Francisco at the Outside Lands Festival. I had to cut my way through a bunch of skinny hipsters, so that was pretty easy to do to get where I needed to be. These 3 I got in Oakland again. They throw a ton of picks out at the end of their shows, and if you're in the right spot, you're gonna get lucky. I remember someone pushed me to the ground, and I just stayed there and started grabbing picks. This is one of my favorite picks in my whole collection. It's the Death Magnetic pick in the shape of a coffin. Once again, from Oakland. Man, that's cool. And I don't know where I got this one, but I'm grateful to have it. This blackened one I got in Milpitas, California when I was standing in line to meet Lars. He was doing a meet and greet. And one of his managers or someone was handing these out to people in line, so I gladly took one. This one is from The Offspring, from Noodles. Got this in Sacramento when they played an acoustic show. He threw it out in the crowd and it landed by this guy's feet right in front of me. And I was hoping the guy didn't see it, and he did not, so I dove for it. These three I got in Sacramento also at the Magpie Salute. It's Rich Robinson's. It was his little band before the Black Crowes got back together. Obviously, he's a founding member of the Black Crowes, and I've loved them since the early 90s, so I was really happy to get these three. It's probably being a little selfish, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Veruca Salt. Saw them in Sacramento, in Orangevale actually. From Louise. She is the lady that Everlong is written about, believe it or not. You probably already knew that, but love Veruca Salt. And I also got one from her bass player. At the time, her name is Nicole. I love tiny venues because it's easier to get picks. Sacramento band, Oleander. I believe it's Tom Flowers, singer. And another one that's kind of hard to see, but it's from Oleander. This one's from Alice Cooper when he opened up for Motley Crue on their quote-unquote farewell tour. I was in the front row and I got lucky and got a pick. It's a cool one. But even cooler is this one from Nikki Sixx himself. I was right in front of him the whole show. He threw this out into the crowd and I was lucky. Love Motley Crue. Love the movie The Dirt. You should see it if you haven't seen it yet. These two are from Jeff Tate when he played the whole Operation Mindcrime album live. His guitar player handed me one, and then another guitar player was throwing picks and one of them landed on the stage, so I grabbed another one. I have that tattooed on my leg. That's how much I love that album. Here's another one that I recently picked up when I saw Jeff Tate, from his guitar player Kieran Robinson. Was happy to get that one. This is when I saw Chicago in Sacramento. I went to the stage after the show because there were a bunch of picks still in one of the guitar stands, the microphone stands, I'm sorry, and this big Samoan guy was breaking the stage down, and I was like, hey man, can I get one of those? And he looked annoyed and he grabbed one and just tossed it in the air, and I grabbed it. So this one I got when I saw Heart in Tacoma, Washington. I had gone to the stage to try to be closer, and they didn't have any left. And as I was walking back to leave the venue, this was laying on the ground, so I dove for it. Legendary band, in my opinion. Another recent pickup here in 2021, I saw the Black Crowes reunited. The Robinson Brothers, anyway. You can tell this one was used because a lot of the paint is gone. I love the Black Crowes. I love this pick. Another one that I had given up trying to find one, and then I walked 3 rows up, and this was laying on the ground, and no one was around, so I scooped it up as quickly as I could. Soul Asylum, when I saw them in Sacramento. Little club called Harlow's. It was a good night. I got a guitar pick, I got a set list, I got the set list autographed, and I got a picture with Dave Pirner, the singer. Buckcherry, when I saw them in Sacramento. Just pure, straight up rock and roll. Gotta love them. This is a special one to me. It's from Pat Smear, from the Foo Fighters and Nirvana. I saw the Foo Fighters in Seattle, and he threw that out in the crowd. One of the picks that means the most to me is this one from Giants in the Trees. If you don't know, it's Chris Novoselic from Nirvana's new band. I went to see him in a tiny club. I was right in front of him the whole time, going crazy. And at the end, I asked for an autograph. And I'm sure he could see how big of a fan I was. And that's the pick he was using, and he handed it to me. So I'll always cherish that one. Phil X. So his side band opened up for Jeff Tate in 2021, and I honestly didn't know who he was, and they kept announcing Phil X, and people would go crazy every time, and so I had to Wikipedia him, and he replaced Richie Sambora in Bon Jovi full time. So once I read that, I was like, oh wow. And he started handing out picks after the show, and I put my hand out and he gave me one. I saw I saw Art Alexakis in Everett, Washington a couple years ago. I was in the front row, and I was able to get this pick. Filter I saw in Sacramento. Great show. I love a lot of Filter songs. Third Eye Blind, when I saw them in Seattle. This was, it ended up on the stage, and I got one of the security guys to hand me one. Love that band. Rome from Sublime with Rome. Saw them in Lincoln, California at Thunder Valley Casino. I've loved Sublime for as long as I can remember. Rome does a really good job. Dropkick Murphys, I saw in Sacramento. They opened up for Rancid. Fun band. And Finch. I believe I've seen them 13 times. So you'd think I'd have more, but... There's the black one, and here is a blue one. They're supposed to be getting back together, so fingers crossed. Okay, Vic Johnson. He's the guitar player for Sammy Hagar, and he's in The Circle, that band, with Sammy. And Sammy was doing a free acoustic show in what used to be his restaurant in Roseville, California. I went to shake Vic Johnson's hand, and that pick ended up in my hand when he pulled away. So I was like, thank you. This Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit pick I got in Reno, Nevada. I was up front going crazy the whole time, and he kept trying to give me a pick. He was throwing them, but I kept missing him, and finally I got one. This is another one from Wes Borland. I got it in LA. By accepting this guitar pick, you hereby agree to allow the demon Y. Golanak to attach itself to you and torment your soul forever. This pick carries a curse and a calling to Y. Golanak. I kept asking for a pick, and he threw one, and it landed between my hand and my phone somehow. Here's one I got from Frank Hannon from the band Tesla. He was doing a free acoustic show in Roseville, California. And another Frank Hannon, but this time it's from Tesla. He was playing a charity gig in a small club, and I was right up front. I remember I reached my hand out at the end of the show, and he just dropped it right in, just like that. I did a reenactment so you can imagine what it was like. No, I'm kidding. Oh, Cheap Trick. I love them so much. Got this one in Lincoln, California, I believe, at Thunder Valley Casino. This is from the album Rockford. I don't remember where I got this one, but it was at some speedway. Forgot the name of it. But another one from Lincoln. And same show. Wish all bands were like that. Just throw a bunch of picks out. This is Lodi Kong. It's Max Cavalera's son. Max Cavalera was in Sepultura and is currently in Soulfly. And when Soulfly did the album from Nailbomb, Point Blank, his son's band opened up. And the last one in my collection so far is Steel Panther, Satchel. He was in a band called Fight with Rob Halford. He's a serious musician. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for my guitar pick collection. I made one a couple years ago, and the sound was so bad that I can't even watch that one anymore. And I've added a few since then, so I figured I'd do a remake of it. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. See you next time. Bye for now.